Hi guys! Mabuhay! It's me, your girl InDaynaMo, and welcome back to my Taglish channel! Hello guys! How are you all on either side of the universe? So guys, for today's video, another attraction. Dito pa rin tayo sa The Big Island, dito sa Kona. So guys, are you ready? What are we waiting for? Happy watching!
Wasn't me.
Coffee tours? Yes, we're going to coffee tours. I love coffee tours. Why did you go down?
Don't know. Maybe that's where you meant to go. It's okay, Paul. Maybe that's the smell. We're doing the roasting. Oh, sup Ultima. And the pop tire.
Tour times 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 12 p.m., 12:30 p.m., 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m., 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m., 3 p.m. No reservations are required for free tours. Please arrive 10 to 15 minutes before your desired tour time.
Only 10 minutes, I think.
The retail store. Before or after your tour, you can browse products from Greenwell Farms, including 100% Kona coffee, souvenirs and gifts, specialty food and beverage, coffee accessories, and fresh, seasonal produce from the farm. Retail hours, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Daily coffee tasting hours, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. daily.
Over here. Can you see Mama? Yes! See Mama. She has see Mama accent. Because I just forget it
They
to
have
do.
a lot to in Hilo if you want to go.
Oh, see Mama. Where's the Jollibee? Oh, salamat po.
Just standing by over that avocado trees. Those were grown in 1990s. Those are only 30 plus years old. This is another avocado. These are apple bananas here. The apple bananas has an aftertaste of a green apple. They usually are firm, not mushy kind, and also sweet. This is a Suriname kiwi. Those are the fruit. We call it Suriname cherries. This is a golden shower tree. Those are the flowers. Yeah, that looks so nice when from Mexico. And since then, that is never used for timber. It's only used for shade. It's like 10 air conditioners. And then oranges, on the other side of the road, those were the same strand of orange, the oranges that Henry brought here. And then lychee there, it's a lychee tree. We have several of that. We have a lot of mango trees here also. And then also we have a lot of pineapple and other fruit berry trees. Whatever is in season, we just sell within our store. Okay. So this bridge is in memory of Jean Greenwell, the mother of Tommy Greenwell. Okay. And his wife? No, that's the owner of this farm, the mother.
Mummy needs to get one of those monkey pod trees. She said 10 air conditioners. Just grow one on top of a house.
So these are all coffee trees here that you see, and it's blooming right now with coffee beans already growing like this tree here. And you notice is that most of the branches are bare. Yeah, that's because of the rusts. It should be leaves in every nodes, but because of the rusts, yellow spots on the leaves that you see are the leaf rusts. Leaf rusts started since 18th century in Sri Lanka, but just came recently in Hawaii. Okay. So these are old coffee trees. They're only 123 years old. They were grown in early 1900s. Elizabeth Caroline was still alive when these trees were grown, and she was also the one who continued together with the sons. There are 6 sons and 4 daughters, and one of the sons became a lawyer. So Henry died when he was 65 years old, and Elizabeth lived until her 90s. She died in 1938. So she and the sons continued the coffee farming. So this is also called grama trees. But this is a Kona typica variety of coffee. It's a good quality of coffee. Arabica coffee, like I said, is where the Kona coffee begin, and Arabica grows best, especially on higher elevation farm. Okay, now how does the coffee tree grows? First, they can grow 20 feet or more, but we keep them short, 8 or 10 feet only, for easy reach, because they're all picked by hand. There's 50 regular workers here in the farm. Then the seasonal workers who come here in August, these are the pickers. Yeah, 40 of them. So 50 plus 40, almost 100 plus part-time workers works here in the farm. 200 acres of coffee farm and higher elevation. Right now we are on 1,500 above sea level.
All picked by hand?
All picked by hand to ensure that the coffee is picked red. No other color should the coffee be picked, because red means ripe, mature, and fully developed flavors. That is what Henry started. It should be picked red always. Okay, they flower in December to June. So this has started already flowering since December. They bloom 4 times, and this is the time we call it Kona snow, when flowers are in bloom. Yes, the flower size determines the size of the coffee bean that will become. And the flower stays only for 2 days. They melt after 2 days, and then they start to turn brown and will fall off from the tree, and that will be the growth of the coffee beans. And as you can see, they're in different sizes because they don't grow at the same time. There's 4 times it blooms. Okay, and then the start of the harvest, will be in August, and that will go through January. Okay, so they are self-pollinating tree, and the branches are flexible also, so they lower it with a kagi. A kagi is a coffee stick that has hook at the end. They've reached the top with that kagi stick, lower it a little bit, and then there's a rope at the end of that stick to stand or to hold by your foot so that your two hands can pick coffee, because you have to be very fast in picking coffee because you're paid by the pound, not by the hour. Okay, so to ensure that it's red, that's why it's hand pick, and then red when it's picked, that's why it's shorter also, and then hand pick. This is now used only for propagation because it does not produce much. This is 2 or 3 pounds only every harvest. The younger coffee trees could reach to 20 pounds per tree. This one is only 2 or 3 pounds. So we use this only for propagation. And we grow our coffee here, seeds, cuttings, then grafting. Okay, the lower part is a fungus resistant coffee, and then we cut the top part, that's where we graft the coffee. This one is used. Okay, this plant here is a variety of heliconia. You know what are heliconias? Birds of paradise is heliconia. And this one is a lobster claw. Okay, is there any flower that has opened already? No, I don't see. Okay, so they are in lateral position, the flowers, they hang down. Okay, this is a lobster claw. And then that plant there, can you see the orange flower of that plant?
Oh yeah, one above.
Yeah, that's African tulips. African tulips can grow to 80 feet tall. Yeah, just like this one, this is African tulips. But only, they're like weeds, they grow everywhere. Even if you don't plant it, one day you will see it growing in your yard. Okay, follow me this way, please. Again, watch your steps. Okay, you see this plant here? This is Hawaiian plant. It's called uki uki. This is the uki uki fruit. And this fruit is only used for dyeing the shirts. Yeah, coloring. See that if I squeeze it? See how bright purple it is? Yeah. So that's uki uki. And this is plumeria, state flower of Hawaii. And then hibiscus also here. And then this one here, top is bromeliad. And the bromeliad is now embracing the orchid here. This orchid has a beautiful flower. Okay, follow me down this way. Don't walk straight. On the side, please. So here, this tree above us is a Malabar chestnut, and the pods there are the pods, and inside are nuts. Yeah, edible nuts. It looks like this. That's the nuts. This can be roasted, can be boiled, can be nuts. And then the flower, when this is fresh, this can be a vegetable. And also the young leaves can be vegetable. This is a hard shell of the pot. Malabar chestnut. That old building there is the old wet mill built in 1920. Let's go now to this wet mill. Okay? This is now the wet mill where all the fresh coffee are received. Yeah, we have the machine there. We have this big scale. Okay. So all the fresh coffee are received here. They drop it here from farmers and from our farm. We buy also coffee from other farmers as long as it is in that Kona coffee belt growing. Then this we weigh here. And then they're not paid by how much pound they give to us, but they are graded how much is good, how much is infested. Yeah, that's how they're paid. And then after that, it will be sorted in this machine here called color sorter machine. Okay, that machine has a running belt and utilizes reflected lights. So the coffee cherries are singulated on a conveyor, and then you see those eyes there. Those are where the reflected lights are looking for these beans that are singulated on a belt. And once green color, black color coffee are detected, it will separate it from the red through an air. So air will be activated when the green and black are detected, and then as it will pass the ejector nozzle, then this air will blow out or pop out all the green, and it will go green and black and go in the barrel there. Harvest season, coffee season, there's a lot. So we put a big trailer there. And since it's not coffee season now, yeah, those are the coffee from our very high elevation farm, almost 3,000 above sea level. So they're late, okay? They're late harvests. And then the good cherries will be flowing in that direction. It will be washed and cleaned there, all the cherries, the red, before it will be placed in another machine called the pulper. The pulper removes the skin of the coffee. Okay, I'll show you the pulping machine, which is this one. Free also. Okay, to our farmers. This is the pulping machine with the pulper. So, oops. Be careful, okay? So this is a concrete, but you may slide over there. So don't stand on the slope. Okay. So this is the pulping machine, and the pulping machine has a knuckle drum, like this.
Wash.
Yeah. There's two of that inside here. Oh wow, that's heavy. So the knuckle drums rotates there inside, and then coffee beans will be dropped inside, and then it will be pressed by a metal plate while the drum rotates. Knuckles will tear off the skin of the coffee. Okay, let me get one coffee fruit I have here, and I will show it to you. Coffee is layered with 4 layers. The first layer is the skin, cascara, okay, or pulp. Okay, this color attracts that borer that eats the coffee bean. Yeah, they are attracted to that red color. The borers came in 2010. So once they see the red color, and then the sweet scent coming from inside, they follow that, and then they drill the fruit. They make a house there inside and lay eggs, and then eat the coffee beans. And you won't have any harvests. Okay, the next layer is the coffee bean. There's 2 halves of coffee beans inside 1 coffee fruit. There's a flat side and there's a round side. Always 2 halves of coffee, but sometimes there's 3, and very rare 1 coffee bean. Okay, the next layer is called the mucilage, that slimy texture that has a sweet taste. And then the yellowish color is the parchment or the shell. So when that parchment dries up, then it's still covered with a very thin layer called silver skin. And that silver skin is polished using a huller, and then the coffee bean will appear. And this is the green bean. This is not roasted yet. Yeah, that's the green tea. The silver skin is already removed. Okay, you still can see that very thin layer. Okay, so the pulper, knuckle drums rotating and pressed by a metal plate, and this plate that presses the coffee bean adjusts because not all coffee beans are in the same size of coffee fruit. So we want to avoid the coffee bean to be scratched or damaged by too much pressing it. And then it will separate. There you see the skin there in the trailer. And then the coffee beans will be pushed down and goes down to the fermentation tanks below. If you wonder why, what we do to our waste here, we recycle it back in the farm. We bring it for composting. That will be used as fertilizer. Water is used back also in the farm to water the plants. When we wash the machines and also the farm. Okay? And soaking of coffee beans is 12 to 24 hours. And that's called now the fermentation process. It is the most trickiest and delicate part of processing the coffee. So right after you pick this from the tree, fermentation already begins. So it should not go beyond the necessary time. Over soaking will definitely affect the flavor of the coffee. So soaking is just in water, and then 12 to 24 hours. And soaking helps for more flavor development of the coffee because of this natural occurring microorganisms that will help for smoothest, delicate coffee at the end. And then after that, the coffee parchment are rinsed with water until it clears, and then it will be laid there on the deck flat under the sun 6 to 7 days. Let's go on that side and I will show you the
Why don't they put them beside the road, like a rack?
So you can stand aside. This is called Hoshidana. Okay? The Hoshidanas were invented by the Japanese immigrants. And that was in the year 1920. So it's laid flat here. This morning was, only this morning from soaking, this was placed here. And this is rain every hour. You seeing this? Rain. Oh, heavy. Raining manually every hour. To maintain the quality of the coffee. That's why it is dried here. 7 days. So this is economical because of the free energy from the sun. But however, it may cause the delay of the drying when rain will happen. This is always safe when rain will come or will happen because all the roofs there you see have wheels and they can be pulled to cover. Yeah, manually pull. So it runs and over here the deck. Nighttime, this is always covered. Okay, so to make a better quality of coffee, it is important to dry the coffee. And this one size of the deck can dry up to 5,000 pounds of coffee. Okay, so have you heard about that coffee called peaberry? Look for some peaberry. Here's one. You found one? Yeah, this one here. It's different from the normal, which is 2, and this is the peaberry. Just one coffee bean, and it is round in shape. Yeah, and was considered before a coffee defect. And they throw this away. Okay, but when the peaberry was roasted, you see how it moves because of its round shape. So it makes the heat transfers differently, roast the coffee differently. Comparing to this spare shade. See how it moves, different. Okay. So, and since only one coffee bean was developed, all the nutrients is in one coffee bean. Okay, very rare because only 3 or 5% is peaberry out of the total harvests. Yes. So 3 or 5%. But this is a natural mutation that happened during the pollination, yeah, that it did not split. So because of that, this coffee now has a taste of coffee that is fruity, sweet, mild, delicate, and smooth. Now priced for $60. Okay, because it's rare, small amount, and plus all the peaberry coffee we sell is pure 100% Kona coffee. We don't buy the peaberry that is not in Kona coffee belt. We always sell it whole bean because we want you to see that when you open the bag, you see the round coffee bean. Yeah, it's not flat. So the other one that we do for our peaberry coffee is chocolate covered coffee bean. There's a semi-sweet and the white chocolate. We cover it with that chocolate and you can eat it like a candy, but not too many. 1 cup is equivalent to 10 or 12 pieces. So remember, when you eat that, you're drinking already a cup of coffee. And remember that compound, caffeine, that wakes you up. Okay, so that's the peaberry. Very rare, okay, but expensive. So this is just one method that we dry the coffee. So there's a peak of the harvest volume during the second and third picking of coffee cherries, October, November, December. So that means a lot of coffee, parchment to dry, and what if all of these are being used? This can only dry 5,000. So we have another method that we dry the coffee, and this is the use of the modern dryers. These are big mechanical dryers. Okay, they're under this building. You shall go down and see the is drying now with coffee parchment. We have 6 drying machines. This is times 3 in capacity on the deck over there. 15,000 for this drying machines in dry. And then it has internal thermometers inside, and then it blows hot air and gets the moisture of the coffee. But coffee parchment is always left with a 10.5 moisture. This is for coffee quality. Okay? So once they have that moisture left, how do we get the moisture? The moisture content, we use that moisture meter that stands in front of that whiteboard. We put about 100 grams in that moisture meter, then it will show the content. The 10.5 moisture is very safe. It will not allow any molds to develop for the coffee. Then once the coffee parchment is left with that moisture, then you take it out from this machine, and then it will be running here in this belt. You will pass here in this channel here, it will go up, and then it will come out in that result. And this is placed over there. And this will contain now. We put all the coffee parchment here and will be reposed here for 45 days. Because the longest time the coffee is processed. We put first the parchment inside a plastic inside here so that the moisture will not evaporate but will go to the coffee bean. 45 days will allow that moisture to penetrate to the coffee beans, and that makes it quality coffee. Okay, 45 days in our storage over there with not very low, not very high temperature. Very safe, no mold will ever develop. And after that, the next process will now be the cleaning of all the layers, removing all the layers of the coffee and discarding everything that is defective coffee. That will be later. I shall take you now down to where our younger coffee tree, 100 years old. Mango.
Do you do anything with the fruit off the trees or?
Fruit of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sell it in our store.
Oh, okay.
Whatever is in season.
Yeah.
So watch our steps. Oh, there were rocks there.
Ano kaliwa?
That's papaya there, by the way.
Oh, we said papaya was on. Oh, piña.
Pineapples. Piña. Okay. These are pineapples, and this is not ordinary pineapple because this is the white flesh creamy pineapple. Literally, the inside is white. Okay, not common and exotic and love child of pineapple.
Does it taste any different?
Very sweet.
Oh, very sweet.
Yeah, sugary, like a sugar loaf when you eat. And they usually are expensive because they're not common, they're not ordinary pine. That even the core is edible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you still can eat. And do you know one plant is one fruit only? Yeah, and it will make you wait from the time it develop 6 to 8 months. Okay, they're only medium. Yeah, they're not really big. And then from the time you plant the plant, you wait about 2 or 3 years before it will give you the fruit. Yes, so you have to plant at least 20. So you'll have a lot. Not only one. Because it will
Oh,
not.
2 to 3 years.
No, those are pepper.
Oh.
So these are the younger coffee trees. These are how old? 23 years old only, compared to the 100 years old, more than 100 years old coffee trees. And right now they're stumped 3 months ago, and this is called stumping or Kona style. Kona style is for more yield of coffee, and that happens every after 3 years of production. So it happens like this every after 3 years. When new wood will grow, that's where more coffee beans will grow. So this can grow or produce 7 or 15 pounds of coffee cherries. So imagine the old trees there. So that we keep them young, so that they produce more. 40 years old only. Our main producing coffee are kept 40 years. And after that, we replace it. Okay? So 7 to 15 pounds of coffee cherries, and that will only make a finished product of a pound or 2 of coffee. So a tree is equivalent to a pound or 2 of coffee. It's very small. And then if you drink 2 cups of coffee a day, how many trees is the equivalent for 1 year? It's 18 to 20. So if you drink more than 2 cups of coffee a day, that would be a lot of coffee trees. So just for 2 cups a day that you drink, its equivalent is 18 to 20 coffee trees. Now I will talk to you about our estate coffee. So I mentioned that we buy coffee from other farmers, parchment and cherries, and then we incorporate it to our medium, full city roast, dark roast, and French roasts. While the estate coffee, these are hybrid or hybridized coffee that are grown exclusively here, that you cannot find it in any other stores. So this is one of the estate coffee that was developed by Tommy, and he crossbreed 3 varietals of coffee. These are the red Bourbon coffees, Guatemalan and Kona Typica coffee. And this is now the result. He called it private reserve. So this came out to have vanilla and green apple flavors with a delicate finish of chocolate and notes of tobacco. Winner coffee in one of the Kona Coffee Festival. Annually there is a festival for Kona coffee farmers here where they bring their newly bred coffee and compete. Okay, so this is the top seller every month. Okay, and we roast our private reserve in between the medium and the dark. We call it the full city roast. Not too light, not too dark. That's the private reserve bestseller. Okay, so let's go inside the nursery area now. Nursery area now. Yes! Plant. The black pepper you have in your kitchen. This is the plant. Oh, really? Yep. They're not trees, they're vines, okay? And we grow them on a support like this for easy harvests. Yeah, so that it will be easy. They're also picked by hand. And this was from Ponape. Ponape is an island in South Pacific, and they produces black pepper for half a century now. So this was brought here, and this is described as pepper that is distinctively spicy but with a sweet tastes. This is now very in demand, a little side business, but it's very in demand. People that have tried our black pepper keep coming back to buy. We're the only farm that commercially sell black pepper in the whole United States. Oh, yeah, very new product. This is a side business. Would you like to try?
Why not? I'll try.
Okay. So I'll give you one. Who else would like to try? So that I will not be wasting.
Oh, yes. Just straight in.
Oh yeah. Two more.
Yeah, it tastes like pepper.
You're welcome.
Hey, Cal. It's alright, it doesn't look burn or anything.
Try it.
Go on, get it.
Just chew it, okay? So that you can taste. Chew. It's really spicy, so if it will kick you, just spit it out. What? That will only work for a short while, yeah? Okay. But yeah, you've tasted it, girl.
And when do you pick these?
When the color turns into a dull green color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it has to go through a drying process and...
Yeah, but first, before dehydrating it, by the way, this is the start.
Oh,
Yeah?
I thought someone just like ran their
Yeah,
fingers down
so this will grow into droops, bead looking peppers. Okay, we harvest them when they're mature, and then we wash and clean it, and then on the side we dip them in a boiling water. We boil water, dip them in boiling water for only a minute, just to kill them rayo and sterilize the pepper, and then we let them dry into a dehydrator for 30 hours, and that turns a black pepper. Very in demand now.
And what's the harvest per tree in terms of pounds or...
Well, this area here, the total harvest is produced is only 200 pounds. So it's not always available. Yeah, so many are on the waiting lists. Okay.
Is it local sales or export? Or
Mm,
mixed?
I think within United States only.
Yeah.
United States. Not international for
How long is the tree?
these trees here are not only not 20 years old, I think. Yeah. Just very young. Okay. So the vines they go on.
Still growing.
And those are our coffee seedlings. We're gonna
Maybe these trees, and that's just like a pipe with some rocks. It's just a PVC pipe covered by rocks, that way.
and you can see the lower part where the coffee is grafted.
Oh, yeah.
See that? And it has a date there where it was grown, January of 2023. So this is only February, March, almost 3 months old only. Okay, so the lower part is the root system, fungus resistant, and we use the purpurea. Okay, the purpurea coffee is a strong coffee tree, and then the top part is the geisha. The geisha coffee. Yeah, good variety of coffee. And they will grow them first in the pot. Okay, then seeds, cuttings, and graftings. And stays here until they're ready. When is the time to plant them? When they are 1.5 years old. Some more coffee seedlings here.
Oh, yeah.
In the other side. Getting up.
More pinay here. Oh, those ones are in pots.
Go see Mama.
Yeah, my mum loves the
I'm
coffee.
very knowledgeable. You're welcome.
Thank you. Sorry, it's good to let her in.
Well, she said her husband is here too.
And only 1 year being the like citizen. Oh, little fingers.
These are vanilla plants.
Oh,
Yeah. And we have more vanilla down there. Another side business that
Moisture or
too much something. Or they're old maybe. Yeah. These are vanilla plants. Okay. We grow and produce vanilla now here, but not too much. But not available also. And we hand pollinate our vanilla here because Hawaii does not allow the bee to be imported. The bee is extinct, and so we just use a bamboo stick to get the pollen out from the male, and then we insert it to the female. And do you know how much time to wait to harvest? It's like having a baby. It's -1 month only before you harvest a vanilla, right after you pollinate it. So 8 months of waiting. And then the flowers of the vanilla opens only in the morning. About 12 noon, 1 o'clock, they start to close. And that will not open back the next day. So that means you won't have any vanilla to pollinate anymore. So you have to do it in the morning. Okay? Also not available as of this time. Okay, let's continue to walk.
Video there. 1 year more than now. 2022.
so it's getting,
Yeah, maybe the
trunks are getting bigger there.
it's getting higher than the other.
Yeah.
I think need to extend the wings.
Babies.
The baby. Till December.
Oh.
So our pepper plant makes the black and the white pepper. The black pepper are from the green and the white pepper from the red. Yeah. Some of this pepper will turn into red, and after the dipping, the red pepper, the skin comes off. The green does not. So it makes the black for the green, white for this. This will come off after dipping in the boiling water, see? And the white pepper, that becomes a white pepper, is small, and the skin of the of the red pepper that makes the white pepper is sweet. Yeah, this one is sweet. Okay, not as spicy as the.
So do you leave it longer than it's become red, or it
No, it just developed red.
Ah,
Yeah.
so it's random.
Yeah, random.
Oh.
Very unique, yeah. So let's go out now.
Oh, bananas.
Puso ng saging.
Ano? Ah, pasensya na. Mali. Ah, yes, mali.
This is another side business of the farm.
One tree?
No, we have we have 500 of this, and this is the tree that makes the chocolate cacao.
Oh,
This is the cacao tree. So we have available chocolates from our homegrown cacao trees, dark milk and mocha. Okay, so they're also now is damaged by some beetle that eats the leaves of the cacao. Okay. Hawaiian chocolates are safe of lead and cadmium. Yeah. Harm chemicals that is in the dark chocolates. Yeah. So there's no mining mills here in Hawaii. So we're really very safe. So that was the recent study that the dark chocolates now contains the lead and the cadmium because the cacao are growing near mining mill. Okay, so it's dangerous now. Okay, so you eat Hawaiian chocolate not to chew but let it melt in your mouth. Okay, let's continue this way.
oh.
Those trees that were stomped, yeah, just like the 23 years old coffee trees there were stomped 3 months ago. This was last September, and this is another variety of coffee known as nematode resistant or worm resistant. It's called Liberica coffee. Okay. Liberica coffee, they produce a lot, yeah, of coffee beans, but does not have a quality taste. It's only used for root system where we graft our coffee because it is worm resistant coffee trees. The worms don't go to this tree. Okay, that's Liberica, native to Africa. Okay, let's go this way. You can have a seat on the benches there. Yeah, so you can relax and have a seat. A copy parchment, and it will be in the dry mill. This is, by the way, our storage for posting the copy, and that one too is another big storage. So this copy parchment will now be cleaned, and the parchment will be removed, and then the coffee bean is polished. So it's called a holler, a big drum that rotates, that blows hot air to, and then there's a cross bitter inside that is turning there. And once they are inside that holler, this is clean. 8 hours to clean the coffee. So the parchment will be removed. I'll remove it with my hand. So this is the parchment or the shell. And And this is the silver skin. Okay, this is continuously be there inside, and once it is polished, it's so hard. You know, when the coffee still has that very high moisture, it's hard to get the silver skin. This is now the polished one, the clean, and this is the green bean. Yeah, that's the green bean. Okay? No smell or taste of coffee yet. That's not the end of the process. This will be categorized into sizes and density. The gravity table will separate the denser from the lighter coffee beans. Okay, it blows air that will separate. Okay, and then after that, the size sorter machine, different sizes of sieves. So we size the coffee from biggest to smallest, 6 sizes, categories of sizes. Okay, extra fancy, number 1, select, prime, and let me find that one, the peaberry. Okay, peaberry. So the importance of that, categorizing the size and density, is for the roasting process. If you roast different weight, different sizes, some of this will be overcooked and undercooked, and that won't have a nice taste of coffee. Roasting is the most influencing factor that will affect the flavor of the coffee. Okay, and also a guide for the buyer and the seller to meet their standard and talk about the marketing value of the coffee. Okay, so finally, the last, before we sell it to our buyers all over the world, is now you see I mix it with defected coffee beans. Maybe that is discolored, infested, or immature coffee. Sometimes other miscellaneous items, maybe rocks, twigs, dry leaves there. All of this will be discarded by optical sorter machine. This will all be falling like waterfalls on an inclined table. And then once these defected coffee beans are detected, then an air would pop out, and then in mid-air shoots out all these bad coffee beans. What will remain are the quality coffee beans that we call the green beans, shipped to our buyers all over the world, and 80% is sold as green beans. Only 20% is roasted and sold here in our store. Do you know how much longer you keep the green beans? 3 long years, depending on how you store it. Make sure that moisture stays there. Okay, and this will not be labeled as Greenwell Farm, but it will always be stamped as 100% Kona coffee. So that's a legal name, brand for Hawaiian coffee. So it's certified, graded by state standards once it is marked as 100% Kona coffee. Life is too short for a bad coffee. So why should you buy a cheap and low quality coffee? Yeah, you waste your money and you throw away the coffee. Okay, so next is the roasting of the coffee. There's 4 levels of roasts that we do into our coffee: medium roast, full city roast, dark roast, and French roast. This is roasted in different time and temperature. So the color changes, the size changes too as the temperature increases, and then flavors definitely too is different. So it changes the profile of the coffee's flavor. Medium roast is usually has a brighter, higher acidity flavors. Higher acidity, and then citrusy, very bright in flavor, good sour taste, and good to drink in the morning because this will keep you up the whole day. Because the lighter the coffee is roasted, the higher the caffeine is. This will keep you awake. Okay, so if you're working on a paper or you're doing a graveyard shift, drink medium roast, nurses. Okay, and then second roast, so the Medium roast now looks like light brown, green to light brown. And then in full city roast, then the color of the coffee bean is now brown. But full city roast is balanced, cooked flavors and character origins. That's why the private reserve and the peaberry is roasted full city. And do you know that full city roast is the top seller of all the 4 roasts in coffee? Okay, it's more fruity. Yeah, so it says there full city. Okay, the flavored, if you like the flavored coffee there, macadamia and chocolate macadamia, that's full city roasts. Top seller of all the roasts is full city also. Third, now brown to dark brown. When you look at the coffee bean, there's oil already on the surface. And then the character origin taste begins to eclipse. This will give you a stronger flavor, maybe nutty, peanutty, or dark chocolate flavor. Okay, so from dark brown now turns into like a burnt coffee, charcoal looking. That's French roasts. No more oils, no more sugars. Bigger now in size, but oil are extracted already. This will give you a smoky, toasty, or burnt flavor of coffee. Yeah, but has the least caffeine content. So it is in the darkest roast where caffeine is less. It is in the lighter where caffeine is high. Okay? And the final piece of the puzzle is the extraction. This is how you prepare your coffee at home. Okay, how do you brew your coffee? Is that coffee a great coffee to you? Well, always use a quality coffee, number 1. It may be expensive, but it's quality and you love it. That's Kona coffee. Number 2, water. 3 elements of the water. Okay, beginning with the quality, amount, and the temperature of the water. Okay, boiling point should be 200 to 205. And then the amount is 6 ounces of water, 2 tablespoons of coffee. But if you want a thinner coffee or a stronger coffee, just add and subtract. And then the quality of the coffee, hard minerals present in the water that smells so strong, chlorine affects the flavor of the coffee. Okay, so take importance of the water you are using. This will help you come up with coffee that when you drink it, you love it and you enjoy it. No matter how you like to drink it, black as the night, or coffee with cream, sugar, honey, or other flavorings there, half and half, as long as you enjoy it, that is the best coffee for you. And you'll enjoy it more, especially when you don't reboil, reheat, microwave your coffee. Okay? Your coffee will be either salty or bitter. Okay, so a guide for a cupper or a coffee tasters. You are all coffee tasters by now. When you taste the coffee, you must slurp the coffee. Okay, slurping spreads the coffee to all your taste receptors, and it will help you evaluate its sweetness, its acidity, its texture, and its flavor. Okay, that's how you must taste your coffee. Okay, don't be ashamed to create that sound. You're in the coffee area. Okay, that's natural, and that's the best guide to know the characteristics of the coffee. Slurp it. Do not ever freeze your coffee, please. Coffee is a great absorber of smell. The best way to keep your coffee to retain the taste and freshness is in airscape or airtight container. Room temperature, cool and dark place. That will make you enjoy the coffee more and finish your coffee the shortest time as you can, 4 weeks to 6 weeks for a package. Every time we open our coffee container, flavor escapes. How much more if you forget it for 30 minutes? Open, flavor escapes also. Okay? And you won't enjoy the coffee anymore. Remember, life is too short for bad coffee. Okay, so those are the simple guides to enjoy your coffee, and there's more coffee there to taste, left to right, lightest to darkest. So I would like to end this by saying mahalo to all of you. Thank you mucho. Thank you very much. Aloha everyone. Happy Thursday, and let's all walk back to the store safely. Again, thank you very much, and aloha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Free guided farm tours inspired by the Napa Valley Wine Tour. We offer complimentary guided tours of our coffee farm and processing facilities daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. From seed to cup, guests are given an inside look at the history, farming, and processing of coffee before sampling Greenwell Farms 100% Kona coffee. Tours walk over unpaved, uneven terrain with mild upslope and downslope. Unescorted viewing of the farm is prohibited. Tours last 45 to 60 minutes and coffee is available for sampling both before and after the tour.
I try not to.
The manggit. Nag-slurp. Oh no, you might bite again the coffee.
So, that's it guys. That's our Greenwell Farms guys dito sa Kona. We are now at the west side of Kona guys dito sa the Big Island. So, if you haven't yet checked our previous video about our day 1, this is another continuation of another attraction dito sa Kona. So, I said you before sa ating video. I hope you will watch that before you jump in this video. So, anyway, highway guys. Nakita nyo naman guys, Greenwell Farms is established in 1850s. Why guys? Because the west side area of the Big Island, nakikita nyo yan. I will put the maps here. The map here guys. So, Kona is popular when it comes in 100% Kona coffee. So, dito sa Hawaii, so dito sa Big Island, famous ang coffee dito guys. It's fruity, smooth, and sweet guys. So makita nyo kanina, we did a coffee tour dito sa Greenwell Farms. So we have a tour guides. So nakita nyo from the history, the seedling, the harvest, the farming, the dry mill, and the roasting guys. So we have a tour guide which is Ma'am Elnora. If I'm not mistaken, yes, she's a Filipina guys. So, living in Kona, dito sa the Big Island. So, nakita nyo guys, it's very interesting. You don't need to reserve, no reservation required if you want to have a coffee tour. But they have a different tours about the Kona coffee. So if you want to have a more private groups guys, that's the one you need to reserve. But if you have if you want to have a like on the spot coffee tour guys, you don't need to no reservation at all. You need to go there lang, and then yes, just tell to one of the staff or the employee that you will do a coffee tour. So, merong mga variety doon ng coffees guys. And plus guys, they will have, you can taste the coffee tasting also doon sa souvenir area, where you can find some souvenirs about the coffee and all the coffee beans that you will prefer or you like when you doing your coffee tasting. So, makikita nyo yun guys, meron silang mga thermos doon, different kinds of coffee from their farm. So, usually, yun yung mga varieties, specialty of coffees guys. So, that west side guys is very famous kasi yung area na yon, there's a lot of farm tour coffee. Pero dito sa Greenwell Farms, dito yung, you don't need kasi reservation like the others that you need to reserve slot when it comes in coffee tour. So, it's very interesting guys kasi dito sa area na do, nakita nyo yung Kona Coffee Belt. So, when you call Kona Coffee Belt or the terroir, which is the area in the west side of Kona, if you hear earlier doon sa ating tour guide na sinabi, bakit doon lang sa side na yon namumungkad-kad yung mga coffee tree, coffee beans guys? Kasi doon sa area na yon meron silang yung soil ba nila is different from the other soil, from the other side of the island. If you've been listening to my previous video, guys, the Big Island also has a active volcanoes. That's on the other side of the island that we will bring you on the upcoming next videos. Kaya iba yung soil doon sa other side of the island ng Big Island. So dito sa other side of the island, which where we are now at the west side, nandito yung mga Kona belt coffee. So it grows 30 to 50 years pa, guys. Nakikita nyo kanina yung mga younger version of the coffee trees, yung mga vines niya, guys. Meron din mga pinakita siya about the pepper and the export and the import that they do in the Kona farm. So, nakita nyo kanina, it's very interesting. You will do a lot of knowledge about your coffee. If you're a coffee lover, guys, this video is very interesting for you to listen. So, kung ano yung mga kailangan yung coffee, kung ano pwede yung inumin na coffee, about the beans of the coffee, the seedling of the beans, when they do harvest and roasting of the coffee, when it comes from the red beans and the green bean and the white beans, guys. And yes, nakita nyo kanina yung sinabi dun sa ating tour, dun sa ating coffee tour for today's video. And yes, guys, because nga, of course, we love coffee. So Jax also do drink coffee. And me, myself, and I also. And yes, guys, kasi alam nyo naman, di ba? Talaga yung coffee ang ating pampagising sa umaga. Even though in the afternoon, if sometimes we have in a mood swings, di ba? So anyway, highway, guys, nakita nyo kanina. And yes, we duly highly recommend if you are in Big Island, in Kona, in the west side, in Kailua, guys, makikita nyo. It's not very far away from the Kona downtown. So makikita nyo, if you've been in my previous video on the Puyo Honua o Hanau, it's a 19 minutes drive to the Greenwell. So they do coffee tour every day. Yes, guys, yes, nakita nyo, it's very interesting yung ating coffee tour for today's video, guys. And I will put their segment in my description box down below. And you can check it out for yourself, people of the universe. I hope you enjoy watching, you learned something today, plus you had fun for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting our video. And mega love shout out each wonderful, beautiful people of the universe. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please like if you did enjoy our video for today. And please subscribe if you haven't yet. And don't forget to hit the bell button for you to get notified for our next video. And please comment down below if you like this video pa. And see you when I see you on my next one. Bye bye, guys. Be good. You take care. Be safe. And mwah. Ciao la.